Falls are one of the biggest dangers facing seniors, yet they are often overlooked in daily life. 1 in 4 seniors experience a fall each year. The good news is that with practical strategies, you can make your home safer, easier to navigate, and more comfortable without giving up the things you love. In this video, we'll cover everything from decluttering to smart storage hacks, lighting improvements, flooring upgrades, and indoor footwear choices, all designed for seniors, caregivers, and anyone using mobility aids like a rollator, a walker, or a cane. Whether aging in place or helping a loved one, these tips can make your home safer, calmer, and more manageable while making daily cleaning much easier. Hi, everybody. I'm John, and welcome to my channel, In John's Universe. If you're new to the channel, thank you for tuning in and listening to me. If you've already subscribed to the channel and are back to listen for more information that I have, thank you. Welcome back. Why decluttering is critical for seniors. Decluttering just isn't about tidying your home. It's about creating a safer, calmer, and more manageable environment for seniors. Excess clutter can block pathways and create tripping hazards. Believe me, I know that. I'll give you, for instance, I usually wake up several times in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. And I have a night light that pretty much gives enough light that I can see. But in my sleeping stupor, when I got up, I immediately got off the side of the bed and went to walk toward my rollator, not realizing that I had put my slippers right in my path. So lo and behold, I tripped over my slippers and I went to grab onto the bookcase that I have close to the side of my bed, and I missed the end of it, and down I went. And I'm sitting on the floor trying to get up in the middle of the night. I don't know, it was 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And again, once you're down, as you know, it's hard to get back up again. So that was my first warning to say, hey, you got to clear out some areas in this house, in this apartment, to make it easier for you not to trip. Let's put it that way. In addition to blocking pathways and creating tripping hazards, excess clutter can hide cords, rugs, and uneven surfaces. It makes it challenging to access frequently used items. It increases stress and mental fatigue. One additional, often overlooked benefit is that when you remove unnecessary items, your home becomes much easier to clean. Dusting, vacuuming, wiping down surfaces, and mopping floors can become simpler tasks. This can make a huge difference in maintaining safety and hygiene without overexertion for seniors. Even if a small item seems harmless, clutter accumulates over time, increasing the risk of falls. Decluttering prevents accidents and improves quality of life, safety, and peace of mind. Now, I'm going to talk about the 1-year rule for simplifying your decisions. I know there's all kinds of decluttering videos out there. I'm going to explain the 1-year rule for simplifying your cluttering decisions. One of the most effective tools for seniors is the 1-year rule. If you haven't used, worn, or enjoyed an item in the past year, it's probably time to donate, discard, or relocate it. I know seniors have a hard time of getting rid of things. Uh, I know I looked at things quite often. I said, oh, it's got some sentimental value to it. But 10 items of a sentimental value of the same memory is not good. You can take pictures of it. You can remember it that way, and you can get rid of that item. The 1-year rule helps you prioritize your needs, reduces clutter, and creates clear pathways for safer movement. This is particularly valuable if you use a rollator, a walker, or a cane, since every small obstruction clear from your home significantly reduces trips and falls. This rule isn't about giving up your favorite belongings or something that, brings a lot of memories back to you. It's about removing unnecessary hazards and keeping your home functional, safe, and manageable. Let's face it, who needs all this extra stuff? You don't really need it. Uh, you probably have stuff around your house that you haven't looked for or looked through in years or in your apartment. I know, for instance, since I've been on a weight loss journey, I've lost about 45 pounds since February. I've got a lot of clothes that no longer fit me. And what I did is I cleared out my closet. I had them in those big Ziploc bags, the ones that you suck the air out of. And I took all the clothes and I piled them on the couch in my living room. And I have piles of clothes that no longer fit. They're much too big sitting on my couch. I just have to take the time to go through them, take them over to Goodwill or some other agency, and just get rid of them. I don't need them anymore. I'm not just going to throw them out because there's some decent clothes in there. I'm going to find a home for them and make sure somebody else can use them. Now, there are some areas that are considered hot zones in your house, and I'm going to give you your fall prevention checklist. The areas in your home that are high risk zones for falls are hallways, stairways, living rooms, and bedrooms. In these spaces, look for common hazards such as loose rugs or runners, electrical cords crossing pathways, overcrowded furniture that narrows walkways, decorative items that block movement. By decluttering these areas, you're reducing fall risk and making cleaning and maintenance much easier. Fewer items on the floor or surfaces mean less bending, stretching, and reaching. And if you use a mobility aid like a rollator or a walker, and even a cane, this creates wider and safer pathways for daily movements. Now, here's a way to, I guess, use smart storage to maximize space and minimize the risk. Once you declutter, smart storage is the next step to keep your home organized and safe. Here are some practical solutions for seniors. Wall-mounted shelving keeps floors clear and reduces trip hazards. Drawer organizers to put your medications in, mail, and small appliances. Multi-purpose furniture with hidden storage reduces clutter, and I keep extra stuff in there. And I'm going to go through that because there's some extra stuff in there that's taken up valuable room that I could put other stuff into it that I'm just going to get rid of and, just I don't need it anymore. And, you always have these junk drawers, and I'm always looking for things in these junk drawers. That's clutter. It takes time to go through that junk drawer. If I'm looking for a pen, I want a pen handy. I want it in a pen holder that's on my desk. Half the time I don't find it there. I'll find it in a junk drawer because it's easier. Open up the junk drawer and just throw the pen inside and forget about it. And that includes a lot of things, extra shoelaces, uh, some medications, the stress balls that I found that I bought a couple years ago. I was looking for them and they were in the back of the junk drawer in my dresser. And I said, no, I got to go through this junk drawer. So that's the first thing I'm going to tackle. And then I'm going to make sure I do my bedroom first because that's probably right now the most congested area. And I want to make sure that I have enough room to safely get around and I don't have any means to accidentally trip or give it myself any extra opportunities to trip. Let's put it that way. Getting back to the topic of maximizing your storage, you want easy storage for frequently used items. It minimizes bending, stretching, or reaching. And these strategies prevent falls and make cleaning easier and more efficient. Items are organized, accessible, and off the floor, giving seniors more freedom to move safely. And I just hit on a key topic, off the floor. Try to get it up on something, whether it's on a shelf, whether it's on a bookcase. And you don't want magazines piled up on the floor because if you hit it with the rollator, a walker, or a cane, for instance, a magazine or something can fall over to the side and get into your path, and you don't even realize that it's in your way. And then all of a sudden, you trip over it and down you go. Another topic that I want to talk about is lighting, flooring, and footwear. Those are essential safety upgrades. Lighting, for instance. Proper lighting is critical for fall prevention. Ensure that you have bright, even light in the hallways, stairways, and bathrooms. Consider motion night lights for nighttime trips and switches at both ends of hallways and stairs to avoid walking in the dark. I have a pretty bright night light from my bedroom into the bathroom. It's all in the same room. It's just down a little bit of a hallway, and I have a bright light in a night light, so it's on all the time, and it's motion activated or light sensitive, I should say. So when I get up at night, it's on, and it helps me get into the bathroom where I can see. And as soon as I get into the bathroom, there's adequate light in there, and there's adequate turning areas that I can easily turn my rollator, or if I'm using my walker or even a cane, I can easily turn. And I don't keep anything on the floor. Everything's tucked up under the shelving, the wire shelving off to the side. So I feel a little bit comfortable about going in there. Uh, the only thing that could cause a tripping hazard is the bath mat that I have outside the bathtub, and the mat is held down by the transfer bench that I have there. That I could sit on that transfer bench and easily swing my legs into the bathtub. So, I mean, it's essential, but sometimes I'll roll up on it and it'll curl up a little bit, and I'll say to myself, you got to fold it back down so you don't trip on it. And I do it immediately. I'm very conscious of it because I see it up there quite a bit. All right. Yeah, well, somebody's going to ask, well, why don't you put these, sticky things down to keep it on the floor, because there is a linoleum floor in there. Well, I pick that up every once in a while to clean underneath, because sometimes, I get a little bit of water on the floor and it goes under that mat. So I'll pick it up and I'll clean it, or I'll wash the mat, and it's simpler that way. Flooring. Slippery or uneven flooring is a common cause of falls. To make walking safer, use non-slip mats, smooth transition between floor transitions, and remove loose rugs. Stable flooring is also essential for seniors with mobility aids. Now, one of the big concerns that I guess seniors should be concerned about are the little scatter rugs that you have around the house, the throw rugs. Most of the time, they don't stay in place. I mean, you could put them in place with tape and things like that, but to get the edges, down where you don't trip, is kind of hard. And I say those are throw rugs. I consider them slip rugs. So I don't have any more in my house. I just got rid of them. Even the outside mat that's in the front of my apartment door, I'm considering getting rid of. It's heavy enough that it stays down, and it helps us wipe our feet. But I don't have one inside the front door anymore because it's just not necessary. The transition between different floor types, like for instance, if you're going between tile and carpet, there's always a little transition strip. And sometimes it's flat and it's easy, and you could just glide your feet over it without tripping. But most of the time, it's raised slightly. And if you're not careful and you don't have great sensitivity in your feet, and you do slide your feet, you're going to potentially trip over it. So you have to be aware of those kind of things. Footwear is important. Supportive footwear, non-slip footwear indoors is crucial. Avoid loose slippers or socks without grips. Good shoes improve stability, balance, and safety, especially if you're using a walker, a rollator, or a cane. Loose slippers. I know they have these style slippers where you just slip your toes into it, but they don't really offer much support. They fall off easily. And I have them, and I've used them in the past, and as soon as I get finished with this video and I go home for the night, I'm gonna find those clog slippers, and I'm gonna get rid of them because I remember falling out of them several times, and they're just not safe. And a lot of the times I would walk around with socks. Now, socks is okay if you're on a carpeted surface. You still have to be a little bit careful because it could slip on even carpet, but it's more of a possibility that you're gonna slip on a slippery surface like hardwood floors or ceramic tile or linoleum floors. And I know they have these grip socks, and you can get them online on Amazon. But if you've come from a hospital recently, they probably outfitted you with a pair of slip-ons that have these non-slip little dots on them. And if you have to wear them, use those. And if you can't find them, get on Amazon. I'm sure you can find them. Here are some extra tips to create a more senior-friendly home. Keep frequently used items at waist or shoulder height to reduce bending or stretching. Reduce extra furniture or decorative items in high traffic areas. That couch that I talked to you about before that has all those extra clothes on it now. I don't need that anymore. I'm just going to call up Goodwill or somebody like that and see if they'll pick it up in the future. I don't have very many visitors. My son lives with me and he has enough furniture in his office and his bedroom. And, I have a rocking chair and a couple of end tables and an electric recliner in the living room along with the TV that I can use. But I don't think I've ever sat on that couch in the last couple of years. Besides, if I sat on a damn couch, it's too low. And I had a heck of a time getting out of it way back when. And I know it'd be virtually impossible for me to get out of it now. So while it's still in good shape, in good condition, I'm just going to donate it to get rid of it. Involve a family member or caregivers for heavier tasks or support. Take on one area at a time instead of trying to declutter the whole house or apartment at one time. Take it one step at a time. If you're doing it in the apartment and your responsibility is your bedroom and the bathroom and your dresser drawers and your night table drawers, well, do your night table drawer first. Go through it. Get rid of all that junk. Underneath, there's there's areas in there that I know that I have stuff that I haven't used in years. I'm just dumping it. I'm just going to get rid of it. If it could be donated and useful for somebody else, I'll give it away. Another opportunity for getting rid of some of that extra stuff is to put it on eBay or sell it in a yard sale if you can. Uh, I did a video a couple of months ago about selling on eBay and about selling at yard sales. The most predominant area that you can find things for selling, and it doesn't cost you anything because you already own it, is in your own home. Look for stuff to sell. You'd be surprised what people would buy on eBay. And eBay is not that difficult to do. But if you find it a challenge and you don't want to do it, do a yard sale. And if you're capable of doing it, go to the flea market, set up a space for the day and get rid of all that junk at one time. That's extra money in your pocket. I'll put a link down at the description at the bottom to that video that I did about eBay and how to set up on eBay and how to make money and that kind of thing. Regularly review items using the 1-year rule to prevent clutter from creeping back in. Remember, a home is also easier to clean, reducing fatigue and improving hygiene. By following these tips, seniors can maintain independence, reduce fall risks, and enjoy a home that's easier to live in, move through, and care for. Feel free to join the conversation. What changes have you made to reduce fall risks in your home? Or what decluttering tips work best for you? Share your experience in the comments section below. Your insights could help other seniors or caregivers stay safe. I keep mentioning these comments. Please put comments in. Comments are good. They're good for me. They tell me that you are listening. And if you have any questions, You can ask in the comments. I usually get back to them in a timely manner. If you have any tips, please share them because everybody looks at the comments. If you just help one person with the comment or tip that you have, it's worth it. If you found this video helpful, like it by hitting that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and share it with others who you think can benefit from it. Also, there's a notifications bell down on this side right here. If you click on that notifications bell, that'll alert you to when my next video is coming up. So if you would do that, that would be helpful to you. It would be helpful to me. Together, we can make aging in place a safer, easier, and more empowering experience. So thanks again for listening to me today. I do appreciate it. I hope everybody has a good, safe day, and I'll talk to you at the next video. Bye.